Well, welcome everyone. For those who don't know me, I'm Hanny Mora. I'm the founder CEO of repurpose.io. And today we're going to talk about how to get you onboarded with the software, what it's all about, what it can do, and then answer specific questions on what you want. So real quick, it's a web-based software. There's nothing to download, and it's all ideally works best on a computer browser. Can work on an iPad, maybe a phone, but not really designed for that. So just like you can think of it as a social media platform, first thing you got to do is head over to the connections page and connect everything that you want to repurpose from and you want to repurpose to. So these are your social media channels. Oh, not sure why that popped up. These are your social media channels: YouTube's, Twitter's, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Dropbox, podcast, etc., etc. So how does it work? You click on add new connection. I've already done this, but when you're starting off in a brand new account, you click add new connection, and it gives you a whole list of what you can connect to our platform: audio podcasts, video podcasts, SoundCloud, YouTube, Google Drive, LinkedIn, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. So a couple of things I want to point out. You'll see a source under some of them. You'll see a destination under some of them, and you'll see source and destination under some of them. So source means you can take content from that. Let's say audio podcast, you can repurpose audio podcast and repurpose from that connection. Destination, you can only publish to it. Like LinkedIn, you can only publish to it. Twitter, you can publish to it. Some have both. YouTube, for example, Facebook, for example. So you can repurpose from YouTube to somewhere else and vice versa. You can go from somewhere else to YouTube. So I just want to make sure that's clear. Yeah, we've got pretty much all the major social media platforms connected: TikTok, et cetera, et cetera. So you click one, it pops up. You kind of authenticate your account with us and say allow the permissions so we can post on your behalf, and then you're good to go. So I've already done this step, so I'm not going to do it again. So I've connected a bunch of accounts: my YouTube, my Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Dropbox, and audio podcast. All right, then this is where the fun begins. So before I do that, I see a question. I'm just going to pause real quick. Yes, good question. Campbell asking, have we considered adding Vimeo as a source? That is on our list because a lot of people have requested it. So that's one thing I'm going to cover, is a little bit about some resources we have to help you request new features. Since you mentioned it, I'll mention it right now. Just up here, the little bell icon, you can request an idea. But before you do that, I recommend you click on the ideas, and there we have Vimeo as a destination. So awesome. A lot of people are uploading that one, so that's great. So if you have an idea, check out the idea section. I'm going to talk more about that near the end on how to request and our roadmap, etc. All right, awesome, awesome. So let's get back to the fun stuff. So we've done our connections. Connections are a one-time thing. You connect it, and you're good to go. Now, nothing is published, right? All we do is connect our account. So now we're going to create what we call workflows, or I like to call them like recipes. So a workflow is basically, it's got three things, well, four things. You give it a name. So in this case, I'm going to just take an example. I'm going to take YouTube. What did I promise in the description? I'm going to do repurposing YouTube video. So let's take a YouTube video and send a clip to Instagram. So let's do that as our first demo. So you give it a name, give it something clear, because it's really important. You're going to start making so many workflows, and if you're not clear about the naming, then you can get confused which workflow is doing what. So YouTube, I'm going to say YouTube clip to Instagram. Okay, so the first question is, what is your source? Where are you repurposing from? We said YouTube, so I'm going to choose YouTube from my list. And if you have a particular playlist, you can choose that. I'm just going to repurpose from my main channel. Next, I'm going to say, it's going to ask you, what's your action? Like, what are you trying to do? In this case, we're going YouTube to Instagram. So I'm going to upload as a video. And like I mentioned, I want to do a clip. If I was doing the full video, I can do a full video. You can do fun stuff like converting videos to audio. We'll cover that a little bit later. But in this workflow is going to do one thing. It's going to take YouTube videos, go to Instagram as clips. So boom, we do that. And then the last question is, what is your destination? Where are you repurposing to? And we said Instagram. All right. So one thing to note, your Instagram account, if you go to Instagram, should be a business account. And we have a help desk article about how to convert your account. It's really easy. Convert that into a business account. Otherwise, we're not allowed to publish to non-business Instagram accounts. And it's free to convert your account to business account. So there's no worries there. All right, here we go. YouTube to Instagram. Nothing has happened yet. We go inside our workflow and we see all our YouTube videos. So we see everything that we publish on our YouTube channel. And so if we ignore this for a second, I'm going to explain how this happened magically in a few seconds. But you go in, you take your video, you click the Create Snippets button, a little tool comes up and lets you quickly make clips from your content. You drag the slider left and right. You can watch that clip if you like it here. Okay, that looks good. I can make another one, give it another title, title 2, and I'll shift over here, etc. So you go through this process, make the clips that you want to cut out of your YouTube videos, and make as many clips as you want. I wouldn't go crazy, but you can go as much as you want. Oops, clip 3, and then that's it. Close the window, and our clips will show up here automatically. Now, if you're, well, I'll come back to that. I'm jumping ahead. So once we have your clips, before you hit publish, I encourage you to go into the settings. So by default, YouTube videos are horizontal. At least mine are. And by default, it just says take the original video, cut the clip, and publish it to Instagram, which is okay. That works. But there's some platforms prefer certain sizes, so you can easily convert your video into a square, which looks better on Instagram, just by changing the video style to square. Just by doing that, you have some color options here to color, change the background color. Let's say I want to make it black, change the text to white. I put the captions on white. You also have the option to burn the captions into the video. So YouTube does you a huge favor by generating the captions for you. Just that's what they do on their service. We have a cool way we can just say, you know what, take those captions from YouTube and just burn them right in. So just turn on the option. And this is just like that. We have a basic, well, not basic, we converted a horizontal video into a square. You don't need to do anything else. So this is the fastest way to convert YouTube video into a nice looking video with a headline on top and the captions. Now, I can hit save and publish, but I want to show you something a little more advanced, and I'll cover more of that later on about how to create these templates. But we have a feature where you can design and really customize your own templates, right? You want to brand them the way you want, your colors, your fonts, etc. So if you go to my templates, I've already designed a template. I'm going to choose it right here. So later on in the video, later on the stream, I'm going to jump in and show you how to create your own templates. But then I just want to show you that you can really customize your templates, your fonts, the caption fonts, move the videos around, add background images, etc. So I'm going to choose this template just for this demo and hit save. And then that's it. Now I'm ready to publish. I mean, there's a whole lot of settings, and I might dive in a little bit later on if you have specific questions. But from my approach is keep it simple at first and then go back in and tweak things later. All you need to do is just choose your video style. And that's the most important thing right now. And then I can go ahead and hit publish. What it does, it basically shows me a preview of my video, and I can customize things in here if I want to. You don't have to, but I can customize, I can make this. If I really wanted to fine tune, I can mess around here and make that one that. If you want to, you don't need to. All you need to do is go in. By default, your Instagram description or the caption that shows up on Instagram is basically the title of your clip that you created. But I can go in and see and just type in whatever I want right there. So I can type in my full Instagram captions right there, and that's it. I can either publish now, it'll go right to Instagram, or I can schedule it for a future date, say tomorrow, next day, etc. So I'll publish it. And that's it. It's as simple as that. So that's how we take a YouTube video, turn it into a clip, and choose a basic design and publish or schedule. All right, I'm going to pause for a second and see if there's any specific questions. Can we edit the captions that YouTube creates? That is a fantastic question. Yes, YouTube is not perfect. It does a very decent job, actually, but it's not perfect. So there's two approaches you can do. You can go to the YouTube video itself. So actually, if you click this link, it'll take you right to your YouTube video. You can edit the video, and of course, I think somewhere here, subtitles, you can go in and edit your subtitles right on YouTube itself. And when you do that, repurpose will pick up your captions, like the corrected version. This is probably the recommended way. The reason I say that is because if you have, if you're going to repurpose that video to Instagram and to Twitter and to LinkedIn, you're better off just fixing it in one place so that A, YouTube has it, the proper version, and then B, when you repurpose, it goes everywhere with the right captions. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. I think that's a great question. The second way, if you already have part of your workflow or someone on your team was already transcribing it through third-party software, you do have the option to go in here, and when you click publish, when you hit publish, you have the option to change this to upload your own captions. So if you have a video with your own captions in it, you can upload it. It just has to be in SRT format and you're good to go. So those are the two ways, but I recommend if you're doing from YouTube, fix it up on YouTube or take your correct version and upload that to YouTube directly. All right, great question. So this might take a few minutes to process. Yeah, it'll take a few minutes to process. So let me move on to the next example. So again, like I'm going to go kind of touch on a few different things, like I promised in the description about the different workflows you can create. But really, like whatever, my advice is always think about what you're doing now or where your primary content lives, whether it's YouTube or whether it's your audio podcast or whether it's a Facebook Live. You know, focus on that and then create workflows that start from there and publish to your other social media platforms. So the idea of repurpose is you're not really changing how you're doing things. You're just trying to automate the steps. Okay, so next part real quick. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about Facebook Lives. So we can do the same exact thing and take a video. I'm going to go ahead and create a workflow and say Facebook Lives to, let's say Twitter this time. Same kind of idea, choose Facebook Lives. I can do a Facebook Live from personal, group, or page. I'm going to do it for my page. And these are all my pages, so I'm going to choose a repurpose.io. Again, same thing. I can choose full video. I can choose clips. Well, Twitter is short. Twitter has a limit of 2 minutes or so, so I'm going to make clips again. And the last thing is I'm going to send that to Twitter. Same kind of idea. And go in here. And say view content. These are all my Facebook Lives. Same idea. So Facebook also generates captions, so which is awesome. So we can use those captions directly from Facebook as well. You can also edit them on Facebook. Same kind of deal. You create the snippet, loads the video, and create as many clips as I want.
Videos and turn them into audios. You can.
And done. Same thing. I'm not going to publish it, but same exact thing. I can go square, I can go vertical, or I can use my own templates as well. Burn captions, yes or no. So it's exactly the same as we covered earlier, but you can do the same thing with Facebook Lives. Okay, next, any questions on Facebook? I think it's pretty straightforward. It's almost identical to how you would repurpose from YouTube. The only thing that's worth mentioning is if you're repurposing from a Facebook group, which you could do from a private group, even if you wanted to, there is a limit. For some reason, Facebook limits the number of videos you see here. It's only limited to the latest 30, 60, 90 days or 60 days. I forget now. I think it's 90 days. So you won't see anything that's old. with all the other connections, like YouTube, you'll see every single video you've ever published in forever on your YouTube channel. Facebook groups, they limit it to the latest, I think 60 or 90 days. So it's something to keep in mind. If you're doing content in your groups, you want to publish them as soon as they come up, or within 30, 60, 90 days, so that just makes it easier to repurpose. All right, very cool, very cool. Let's see if the other thing is done before we move on. Yeah, so okay, so I went back to my YouTube clip to Instagram. When it's done, it says published. It gives you an eye icon, basically it's a view button. You click on it, it takes you to my Instagram, and boom, there's my video. So this is exactly like that. This is all you need to do to get your content on to repurpose your YouTube videos. So I want to show you that that's really the basics. There are some more advanced stuff, advanced tweaks you can do. And actually now is a good time to do that. Let me, sorry about that. So here I made my own clips. You saw me go in and make these 3 clips, but I don't know if you noticed earlier, there was 3 clips that were already here. Now, this is a really cool feature. So YouTube itself, let me take you to my YouTube video, has what they call chapters. So if you put timestamps in the description of your YouTube video, they automatically become clickable inside of YouTube so that someone can jump to specific times. So we said, hey, wouldn't it be great if the chapters automatically map into clips? So now you can go in, you or your team can go in. There it is. You or your team can go in and make chapters, the chapter markers, right inside of YouTube, and your clips will be ready inside of repurpose. So you don't have to go in and manually make the clips and repurpose. All you need to do is just put a start time. You can put an end time if you want to. I recommend it, but if you don't want to, you can just do a start time and some kind of title. And that title will become the title of your clip here, which will also become the title of your video as well. So it really saves you a lot of time if you're doing your content, your chapter markers directly into YouTube. And the same applies for Facebook and actually all the inputs as well. Okay, all right, we're rocking and rolling. So we did Facebook Lives, we did YouTube. Let's talk quickly about audio podcasts. So if you're doing audio podcast, similar idea. So with audio, we have the ability to turn audios into videos and post them on social media. So that's a little bonus. So you can't post audio on these platforms, so you got to turn them into a video. So how that works, let me show you really quick. Let's say I'm going to send my podcast to YouTube. Let's just say I'm going to choose an audio podcast, choose one of my podcasts I've already connected before. Then you're going to see it's going to automatically assume that, hey, I want to convert this audio into video. So that's the default action. And then I'm going to leave it as full episode, but you can do clips as well, same exact way. And the last thing is I'm going to send that to my YouTube account. And you have the option to send it to a specific playlist. So if you want your podcast all to go in a specific playlist on YouTube, you can set that up here. Just choose the playlist that you want or create a new one right here and repurpose. But for this demo, I'm going to leave on my main channel. So there's my workflow podcast to YouTube. And so you go into the view contents page, and there's all your podcast episodes. I can go ahead and hit publish. So I'm going to do that and then go in the settings and show you the different options that you have in customizing. So I hit publish. The nice thing is everything in your show notes page or your podcast feed is already populated for you. The title is already here. The description is already here. If you have timestamps, like I did with the YouTube chapter, if you put timestamps in there and you're making clips, they'll automatically become clips. So all the work that you've done to when you upload your episode to whatever podcast platform you're on, all that information gets automatically imported here. So when you're publishing to YouTube, you don't have to copy and paste and type everything in. It's there by default. But of course, you do have the option to change whatever you want if you wanted to. So keep that in mind. Like the more work you do up front when you upload your content to your primary channel, it automatically gets pulled in to repurpose. You can upload custom artwork and thumbnails and all that good stuff, but for the purpose of this demo, I'm just going to leave it as is and just hit publish now. All right. So what can you do in terms of style? So by default, we have, we have 3 different template styles. We have horizontal, vertical, and square. Horizontal works best for YouTube, vertical for TikTok, and other social media platforms. Square is probably good for Instagram, and some of them allow different formats. But the thing is, if you want, you can pick one of our predefined templates and see what they look like. If you could preview, it just gives you a screenshot, so it just shows you an idea what it looks like. But the idea is we automatically put the title for you here. It builds an audio waveform here automatically based on the actual audio. And it pulls in the artwork, the square image here, directly from your podcast. So if you have a podcast feed that has a guest image on it, your guest will automatically show up here. So you don't have to do anything. It pulls all that information automatically and puts it behind this nice background. Now, of course, you can customize this. You can upload your own background, use Canva, whatever tool you want, and upload a background image, and we'll superimpose the title, the waveform, and the image right on top of it. We have a guideline here that explains the design specs, the templates, how to use it. So this is right now, as of today, that's the only customization you can do, is you can upload a background image and we'll put all the elements on top of it. Very soon, actually, we're kind of in the middle of working on it right now, is so you can use our custom template builder and really move things around, change fonts and move things around. So we're maybe 2-3 weeks away from launching that feature. But for now, it still looks pretty. You can design your own template and just upload it here, and then you're good to go. You got some options here you can play around with, but I won't dive into that right now. And this may take a few minutes. The longer the episode, especially when you convert audio to video, it does take a bit of time because we're essentially making the video. All right, let's see here. Oh, actually, that wasn't that long. It's only a 12-minute video. We're done. So same idea. You click the preview icon. It takes you right to YouTube. It just finished, so YouTube needs a few minutes for it to process. So we'll come back in a few minutes and see what that looks like. Any questions so far? I'm going a little bit fast because I do want to give everyone a chance to ask their questions. Any questions so far about any of the workflows that we've done? Facebook Lives, YouTube clips, podcast? No questions so far. Okay.
You want us to type them in or speak them to you?
Oh, sorry. You can type them in. I lost the chat window. Sometimes Zoom is not. It's not very friendly to me. Yeah, I somehow lost the window for the chat. So yeah, if you don't mind just speaking them to me right now, I'll get that back.
Okay, what length do you suggest when we're doing the snippets? What length do we want to do for channels like LinkedIn, Instagram, and TikTok?
Yes, fantastic question. So we have a cheat sheet right here on the left side. We have a video cheat sheet. It shows you the recommended sizes and maximum length for each of them. But I'm a simple guy. Well, I'm not a simple guy. I like to keep things simple. So what I do is I do like 55 seconds, just under 60 seconds, because that just works on every platform. So instead of me making the clips and like longer clips on one platform, shorter clips on another platform, if I know I'm going to all the platforms, I'll just make them all 55 seconds or under, and maybe 60 seconds, but not more than 60. And then you're compatible with all the platforms.
Okay, what about those of us who have to do a longer video? We need to cut it down into episodes then for what we're doing or for points. Because most of the stuff that I do for real estate is going to run when I'm doing a video on a topic that we're covering, it'll typically run anywhere from 2 to 3.5 minutes is what it's going to run. We try to keep them short. You really don't want anything long because you lose your audience too fast.
Right. Yeah. If you're in that 2 minute zone, if you're actually just under 2 minutes, 20 seconds, you're pretty much good everywhere except for Instagram. Well, Instagram and TikTok, I take that back. So those require to be 60 seconds or less. So you can potentially just take that video, put it onto LinkedIn, put it onto Twitter as is, like in its full length, and then cut down to just like the heart of it, under 60 seconds for Instagram and TikTok.
So if I'm understanding this correctly, I want to kind of go through the flow of what I'm understanding so far. It seems like that you're probably best to start out in YouTube, let YouTube create the captions for you, go in and edit and make sure the captions are correct, then bring it into repurpose.io, and then you can broadcast it elsewhere. Am I correct about that?
That's correct. Yeah, that's one approach. Probably my number one recommendation. If you're doing video, put it on YouTube, optimize it on YouTube, like put a nice thumbnail, because YouTube's a good search engine as well. Do your chapters. If if the video is long, do the chapters there. Do everything on YouTube, clean it up, clean up the captions, good description. And then, like you said, create workflows to go from YouTube to Twitter, YouTube to Instagram, YouTube to LinkedIn, YouTube to TikTok, YouTube to soon Pinterest. That's coming in a couple.
Well, we'll start one step behind that. We'll actually start in Canva and use Canva for our artwork for the lead in and all that. And then we'll take it from there and then go into YouTube, because that's how we put our caption in it, our static business card and all that stuff. That's the lead in.
Okay. So you design your videos in Canva first.
Yeah.
Nice.
When we were shoot the video, then bring it into Canva, put the artwork on the beginning and on the end, so it's standard all the way across the board on our long form videos for what they're going to see, then the content. Then we'll take it from there, I guess, take it to YouTube, create the captions, and then start chunking it out with your stuff.
Yes, I would recommend that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, am I understanding that we choose the snippets, the ones that you are creating? If you specifically do the chapters in YouTube, then it automatically cuts it into that. And if that works for you, then you use that link. But you also have the option of going in and editing it into a snippet of your own through repurpose.io. Am I correct about that?
100%. Yeah. So let's go back to that workflow. I'll show you. So even if you have chapters in one of your workflows, you can still go ahead and update the snippets and add more or delete the ones that are from YouTube. So yeah, I just go in here and hit the create snippet button. Just, you can adjust it, watch it.
I assume the play lets you look at what's actually there at that time stamp, and you can adjust it forward and backwards right there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry, I wasn't clear about that. You're right. This play snippet button will start here and end here, so you know exactly where it's starting and ending. Yeah.
Straightforward, very simple, nothing complicated there.
Yeah, so even if you do have chapters, you can add your own clips to it, or if you don't have chapters, you can just create your own, all within repurpose. Absolutely. All right, let's go back to that podcasting one and see what that look like. Yeah, so this is it. So those who are doing audio podcasts, your artwork is pulled in automatically, title and waveform automatically put for you from using the templates that we have. And in a few weeks from now, we're going to have a really flexible template design where you can move things around. Right now, you just need a few more weeks to finish that up, but basically right now, everything is static in this position. We have the template guide to explain to you, but in a couple of weeks, you can move and design your own layout for your audio to video templates.
When do you anticipate your Facebook Reels? Because that's a market that's growing like crazy. When do you anticipate that? I see it's on your roadmap. What are you thinking?
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't. Facebook doesn't let us publish 2 Reels. So are you thinking repurposing from Reels or repurposing?
Or taking stuff to Reels, like you take a short one straight to TikTok. This is what Facebook is trying to do, compete directly with TikTok.
Yes, unfortunately, they don't. Instagram Reels, Facebook Reels, they haven't opened up their interface to allow like third-party software like us to publish to them. So as soon as they open that up, if they open that up, we're on it 100%. But right now, we do have a workaround though. We not a workaround. I say we have a. It involves an extra step, but you can take content, take these clips, make a workflow that says, take my YouTube video, turn these clips, send them to a Google Drive or a Dropbox folder. So then you can have your library of little clips in your Google Drive folder. And then someone on your team or yourself can go in, download them on your phone, and then post them as reels right away. So they'll be ready, the right size, shape, captions. It just will be sitting in your Google Drive.
So you're saying you can't do it directly because Facebook won't allow it. So the workaround is to take it to an external drive, bring it to your phone, and then import it from your phone as if you just recorded it.
Exactly. You
Got it.
nailed it. Yeah, that's our workaround right now. And that's why we have the Google Drive and Dropbox integration, just in case a new platform comes out that we don't support yet, or they don't allow, you have the ability to do all this, cutting, clipping, resizing, captions, and then just have it fill up your Google Drive. And then you can do what you want with it. All right, awesome. Great question. Thank you. Let's move on. The last thing I want to do is repurposing your TikTok videos. Again, I feel like I've repeated myself, but I think it's worth mentioning because there is something really cool that's specific for TikTok that I want to bring out. So let's jump back to repurpose. And I'm going to make a new workflow that's going to repurpose my TikToks to, let's say, Twitter again, as an example. All right, let's go LinkedIn. We haven't done LinkedIn yet. So I choose my source. I'm going to upload the full video because it's TikTok and it's already short. I just want to take it as is, no clips necessary, and send that to my LinkedIn. Oh, I didn't connect my LinkedIn. Oh, that's strange. We'll do that right now. All right, so now you're going to see me add a connection, so you can see how that works. So I'm going to add my LinkedIn connection. Sign in. Success. All right, we're done. So I added my LinkedIn connection. I'm going to go back to my workflows and try that again. So I'm going to say TikTok to LinkedIn. Full video. So this time I should see my LinkedIn. And with LinkedIn, you have two options. Personal feed, which is probably most people kind of focus on the personal feed. But if you have a company page, you can also publish there as well. So I'm going to leave it as my personal feed. Say done. So now it's basically building a library of all my TikToks. I go to view content. There we have all my TikToks are here. And I can go ahead and publish them. Now, well, I can go ahead and publish. But one thing I want to mention, and this is actually a very big requirement from our TikTok users, is TikTok is very big on, well, a lot of platforms are very big on hashtags. So TikTok, there's no title in the description. It's just you have X number of characters to put in your title, and then you end up stuffing some hashtags in there. But when you repurpose them, you don't want the same hashtag to go. You have a different set of hashtags for LinkedIn or for Twitter or for other platforms, or you just don't want the hashtags to show up. So we added this option that's worth mentioning. It really works really well with, especially for TikTok. You can go ahead and just remove the hashtags from the title. So we add this feature where you can just say, you know what, just take them off. I don't want the hashtags to show up. And then even better, if I know I have specific LinkedIn hashtags that I use all the time on LinkedIn, I can turn on the second feature where I can add text at the end, and I can say, you know what, once you remove the hashtags, I want you to add these hashtags instead. So you're almost like replacing your hashtags, deleting your TikTok ones and adding your own. It doesn't have to be a hashtag. It could be any text that you want, but it's a good chance to put hashtags right here. I'm going to go ahead and save it. So what that happens is when I go publish, it's actually going to replace the hashtags with my own hashtags. So that's it. I'm just going to hit publish now. We don't support captions right now. We're actually something I'm looking into to see if it's possible. TikTok has their own captioning service. If you're posting directly on TikTok, they'll generate captions for you if you want to. But right now, there's no way to tap into that. But I've got my wheels turning. I got some ideas. I'm hoping they work, so we can add that as an option. But typically, you just hit publish now, and I'm gonna go in there and delete it because this is actually going live to my TikTok, my LinkedIn. But anyway, so that's it. It goes there. Now, what we've done right now, everything I've done so far is what we call manual mode. You can see here, each workflow has a manual, and everything's on manual mode. But we have a mode called auto. So if I go inside here, well, I can do from there, or I can do from here. I can turn on auto. And what that does, it does two things. One, it's going to ask you, you're about to enable auto publishing. Do you want which content do you want to auto publish? Do you want everything, like, i.e., in this case, all my TikTok videos to get published to LinkedIn right now? In some cases, the answer is no. Like, I don't want everything to go right now. I've already published these. I want it to, like, do anything in the future. So you typically want to just be careful when you hit auto publish. That's why we put this pop-up here. If you're sending a whole bunch of videos to Google Drive, no problem, do them all now. But if you want to turn on auto publish, I recommend you change this to on this date and newer. So what that means is I can change this to tomorrow's date. So what this does two things. Now it's in auto, and starting tomorrow onwards, the next time I post my video to TikTok, it's within an hour or so. Repurpose is going to be like, oh, new TikTok video. Let me send it to LinkedIn for you. It does it automatically. You don't even need to log in to the software. So any workflow that's in auto will automatically take the action it needs, do its job on any video that comes in new. Once you set that date when you hit auto publish. So that's a really handy feature I use it myself for TikTok. I use it myself when I'm pushing or I'm backing up a bunch of content to my Google Drive, right? I just want it automatically every time, I put a new video on TikTok, I want to send a copy to my Google Drive, or I want to publish it to LinkedIn, or take all my podcasts and make videos, put them on my Google Drive. So it's really used when you want things to happen automatically. All right, that's it. I wanted to just make sure that's clear, because you can go in and turn things on. Just be careful when you turn on auto, that if you leave it on all episodes, it's going to take your entire library and do the action, which you may not want to do. So just be aware of that when you hit the auto button. But it's a really powerful feature, because you don't need to log into the software. It just automatically checks every few hours for new content and does what it needs to do. Any questions so far? Again, that chat window has disappeared on me. Let's see if I can bring it up again. There it is. All right. Any other questions? Oh, okay, I'll continue. So what's next? So I talked about auto publish. I talked about scheduling. Anything can be scheduled directly from here. And you hit the publish button, you have the option to schedule that content right here, pick the date and time. Just so you know, we are working on a content calendar. It's one of the biggest requests, so you can have a kind of a big picture view of what we're publishing. And also we're thinking about this idea of slots, so that you can tell a repurpose, and you know what, Instagram videos or clips go out on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. My LinkedIn's are Tuesday and Thursday. So you can predefine slots, and then every time you have new content, you just send it, you add it to the queue, and then your calendar queue, and then it publishes on the right date. So that's something we're still designing and working out, but that's been a big request, and that will be one of our next highest priorities over the next few months. Okay, very cool. Now, I want to show you the template builder. So you've seen the video that I've done. It's like the one that we did, the first one we did, a YouTube clip. Where'd it go? YouTube to Instagram. Yeah, so this clip here, we use our what we call a custom template or our own branded template. And I'm going to show you how to design your own really quickly. So instead of repurpose, you click templates. And you say create new template. Give it a name. So right now, templates only work when you're doing video to video. So when you are repurposing a video from a video to a video. The audio to video I mentioned is coming soon. So whatever you see now, you'll be able to do similar things when you're converting your podcast into a video. But right now, it's only video to video. You choose square, vertical, or horizontal, depending on where you want. You probably want to eventually end up creating 3 versions. So depending on what content you're doing, yeah, you have a square version, a vertical version, and a horizontal version. But for the demo, I'm going to pick square. And by default, it looks like this. So in the template builder, these are all placeholders. So this is the placeholder for your headline, the text that goes above the video, which is typically the name of the video or the name of the clip that you created. You can customize that, move it around, shrink it, change fonts. I'm not a designer, so I apologize in advance. Change colors, all that good stuff. So you can do a lot of stuff related to this headline. This is the video placeholder. This is what the actual video is from YouTube or whatever platform, Facebook, whatever you're repurposing from. This is where it's going to go. So I can take it, I can move it, I can make it like this, I can shrink it a little bit. Then you have the progress bar. I can make it wider if I want to. I can move it up to the top. So you can really control how it looks like, and then of course set the color. Oops. Okay. Then if you're planning on using captions, you can add your captions and decide where they go. You want them here, you want them kind of on the video, like overlay on the video, etc. Change their fonts. That's a nice font. Let's take that one. Add a background color to it. So you can really customize what the captions look like. And last but not least, you have some background elements. So right now it's sitting on white. Obviously, I can go drop in some basic backgrounds or upload my own. Or even better, you can click on the design on Canva button and it will take you right to your Canva account if you're logged in. You can go to your own designs or design your own right in Canva. I'm going to pick a design I've already had, like this guy here, for example. And then hit publish. What that does is that sends my Canva design right back to my repurpose template and makes it my image. So that's a cool way to do your design. If you're already using Canva or your team's already using Canva, you can use that for your designs, then pull them in to repurpose in the template. Right? I'm a terrible designer, but that's okay. Let's close this window. And that's it. And that's as simple as that. You can build as many templates as you want. And then when you're making a workflow, each workflow will have, you can use a different template if you wanted to for each workflow. And that's our template builder. And like I said, it's going to support audio to video as well, where you'll be able to move your waveforms, titles, etc. Any questions on that before we move on to the next topic, which is a little bit about best practices and just ideas of how many different ways you can repurpose? We're good. Okay. All right. I'll chat here. All right. So if you're getting started, there's a couple of things you can do to help you just kind of wrap your mind around repurposing content, like all the different ways you can do it. I would recommend going to repurpose.io/33 ways. This is something relatively new that will help you visualize all the different ways you can turn a long form video, like a YouTube video, into, I say 33 pieces, but really you can do way more than that or way less. And how to repurpose short form video into 33 ways. Almost the same idea. So they're free PDFs. There's no opt-in. You just go in, hit the download button, and it opens up the PDF and have a look at it. Now, this is more like a higher level strategy. So not everything in this PDF is done in repurpose yet. All the video and audio stuff you can do. There's some more advanced stuff about making text and graphics, and but it's meant to give you a whole bunch of different ideas. So if you're starting with a YouTube video, you can recommend to make a 60-second vertical clip so you can post to Instagram, TikTok, Reels, et cetera, et cetera. So instead of me going through one by one, just head over to repurpose.io/33 ways, get the PDF, and have a look at it. It'll give you some ideas, even beyond repurpose. So you can turn videos into graphics, videos into blog posts, stuff like that. So it gets you thinking on different ways to repurpose. And the stuff related to video and audio can all be automated through repurpose. Just the stuff in the green in the middle that's text-based and graphics-based, we don't do that right now. But that's something I think we can grow into down the road as a product, to go to allow you to repurpose graphics and go beyond video. That's something we're thinking about. It's not sure we're going to go in that direction or not. Okay. Any questions so far?
Look at Hani with a mind map there.
Yes, my mind is mapped on that document right now.
I like mind map. Great way of developing ideas.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have I need to update. I need to do one for the podcasting one. It's very similar, but just I like to think that way, and I think it helps like people, especially when you have content. You're like, how do I repurpose it? But if you can visualize it like this, it helps you just helps you.
Very effective. Highly effective. It's the way your brain works.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, real quick resources, and then I'm going to open up to more Q&As. And if you want to see something specific, I can demo it as well. But resources, we have a lot of resources. We can start on the left side here. We have a help center. You go to the help center. If you're stuck somewhere, you can browse the different categories, or you can just start typing in to say, TikTok, and then it gives you all the different articles, help desk articles, videos related to TikTok. So, if you're stuck, start here. We have contact support, which is basically this icon down here. So we have live support. It's not 24 hours, but it's across, across a full day, and across time zones as well. So if you're stuck, you need to talk to somebody, clarify something, get in here, chat with our team, send them a message. If they don't respond right away, you don't have to hang out here. And when they respond, you'll get an email. So it's set up to be, you don't have to be sitting in front of the live chat. Oh, I closed the window by accident. Drop in your question. And if no one's available, then and you're not available online, you'll get it via email, your response. So keep that in mind. We have a course, repurposing course. I'll admit now it does need a little refreshing up, but the concepts are all there. It asks you if you're a YouTube video creator, live streamer, podcaster, and it walks you through all the details of repurpose and some advanced tricks that you can do to automate. Free course, just got to sign up and you get free access to the course. The video cheat sheet I mentioned earlier, it's got all those different times. And then we have a workflow diagram, which I think eventually I'm going to have to turn into a proper mind map, but it's very similar to what you saw with the mind maps. It has all the different ideas on repurposing content. But honestly, the one on repurpose.io/33 ways, that one is a lot more detailed and more up to date. So I can drop that into the chat in case you want to grab those PDFs. And I think that kind of ends the formal session in terms of me. Oh, sorry, one more resource before I forget. I showed it earlier. I'll show it again. Up here, the bell window. New information comes out. We have a new feature, new release will pop up here under the announcements tab. You want to see ideas people are requesting. You click the ideas tab. If you like something, just hit upvote. It's already connected to your account, so you don't have to make a new account or anything. You just click upvote, and if you like something, you want to see it happen sooner, you can leave a comment or upvote. Comment or upvote it. This roadmap gives you an idea of what we're working on, what's under consideration, what's in development, and what's shipped already. So we try to keep that up to date. And last but not least, added idea. So if you have an idea, like, oh, I wish repurpose can do this, just hit add idea, type it in. The more details, the better. If you want a new integration with something as a destination, as a source, whatever you want, list it. Obviously, we can't promise we'll do everything. Some things are not technically possible, but we just love hearing the ideas. And once that idea is added, it's going to show up in the ideas tab here, so others can upvote it as well. And now that's it. That's the end of the, the formal part of this session. So I'm going to open it up. Just feel free to hop on the mic, video, non-video, whatever you like. And yeah, I'm here for you. So whatever you need, I can demo something, show something, or we can just talk about strategies or whatever's on your mind. I'm here for everyone. No, everyone's good. No questions.
Honey, I'll tell you my thoughts. What I'm looking for is the same thing you are with what you're doing. It's engagement. It's to become ubiquitous in our market so that people see us everywhere. That's the whole goal. Every research that I see done says the more people see you, the more you become an expert in their mind, regardless of your actual expertise. It's just the familiarity that they have. And we are good at what we do. So we want to add this on top. And I love what you're doing. It makes things very, very simple. They're very excited about what you're doing. The only thing I'll give you as a tip, and this is one of the things that we found with certain companies that we really like, the more companies like yours offer masterminds of people who are actually using the product to share ideas. That's a very powerful technique to keep people in your community and to share knowledge back and forth. One of the groups I'm with, Street Techs, I think that's actually who recommended me to you guys, was one of the people there was actually using your software. And in one of the masterminds, they talked about it and I copied it down to be able to use, because we believe in R&D. That's not research and development. That's rip off and duplicate. I learned that from Ben Kinney, who's one of the best in the real estate industry. Don't reinvent the wheel, learn what other people have done. And that's what we believe in. That's how I found you, was R&D.
Amazing. I appreciate that. That's a great idea. Just getting people together. I mean, I can talk all I want and, we use our own software and stuff, but you want to hear how others are using it and what other tools they integrate with and what other systems they integrate. Yeah, absolutely. I love that idea. I'm looking to see, we have a Facebook group, but it's not the same as having a real mastermind where you have FaceTime with people on Zoom and just, everyone goes around and shares what's working, what strategies, tools, whatever, like what they're getting out of their content. I love that. Thank you.
My pleasure.